Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football balls for everyone's taste. I am Mike Fish. I am joined, as always, by Alex Middleton. But for a very special time, we are joined by a third person, a very special guest. If you are a New York Giants fan, you should know who this guy is.
Yeah, are you a fan if you don't know who this guy is?
But I believe, as the wordsmith, the notorious B.I.G. once said, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Welcome, the license plate guy. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, I love that introduction, man. When you put me backstage, do that again.
Doing this. Thanks, Joy. How you been hanging up in the whole verse?
I'm doing all right. I'm still a little pissed at Doug Peterson, but I got to get over it.
Hey, he's probably worse off than you now, though, right? Like,
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
You kind of wanted him to stay there, though, right? Because he was just going to drive him into the ground, and it's like, I'd rather you be bad for a long time, right?
You know what? Hey, look, not that many first-year head coaches have success anyway, so I don't see the Eagles. I don't see the Eagles doing much, and no, I didn't know what I wanted. All I know is I'm still so angry at that. Just blatant disregard for anything, respectful for the game. And I don't, I can't sit here and call the kettle black, because I wonder if we're in the same position, what would happen. But we weren't. So F Peterson.
Exactly. Because I would have wanted us to just screw the Eagles out of the playoffs or the Cowboys. I would have wanted that to happen anyway. So it's like, I probably would have, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would have been like, I don't know. Win another game. So I get it.
Does it really matter at the end of the day? One of your NFC teams are going to go. It's not like the Giants have been any better than the Washington football team. So did it really matter?
We were twice.
NFC, right. I mean, which NFC team was going in? Did it really matter? I guess to them, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're here having a good time chatting while he's scrolling through Indeed looking for new jobs. So
very true.
Jokes for him. But, I mean, before we get in, because obviously we want to talk about the past season, which I guess on paper, if you look at stats, wasn't the most fruitful Giants season, but I think it was a lot better.
Building season.
It was a lot better than it looks, I think. We'll talk about that. But I do want to kind of dive into your history, I guess, because, I mean, we spoke before the show. Obviously, Wikipedia can't be trusted 100% of the time. But I did see something on there where it says you have been to every single home and away game since 2003. That's true.
That's why you can't trust it. Now it's been actually 2000.
Wow. So they underplayed it.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I know that so vividly is because I literally decided to go to every single. I was always going to like one or two away games, but in 2000 I decided to go to every game, and I know that because they went to the Super Bowl. And
okay,
we really don't talk about that Super Bowl too much, but and nor should we. But that's how I know it so vividly. And then after that, it was kind of like, oh my God, now I'm going all the time, because of course they're gonna go back to the Super Bowl next year if I went every game this year.
Yeah.
And then this past season was my 20th year of going to every game that I was allowed to go to.
Yeah,
how many did you get to go to this year? Because I know the Giants didn't have fans the whole season.
Yeah, I was able to go to 5 away games, and that's actually a lot considering there's only really there's only 8, and some preseasons and this and that. So 5 games out of 10 away, and that was pretty good. It started in Dallas and I Washington and a few other games that I went to, and again, everybody's like, how do you feel about that? Not being able to go to every single game. And truthfully, on one hand, it was pretty cool, man. I haven't seen a game on TV in 20 years, a Giant game, and to see like a replay, I was like, oh my God, like I'm always in the stands, like tweeting, like, did he catch it? Did he fumble it?
Yeah.
And, now I'm watching a replay. It was actually pretty cool.
You know about the injuries before you had, you're like, I don't know, is this guy just out for the rest of the day? Are we going to find out?
Yeah. You know what? It's funny that you say that, Alex, because one of the perks, I forgot, I think it was somewhere along the way, I decided to sit front row.
Okay.
And that's been going on for at least 10 years and maybe more. And that's where it's really cool to see, some people say, can you see the game as well? No, actually you can't. You pay all that money and you're not really seeing, what you want to see. But I hear the coaching going on. I hear players talking about them. I hear, what they're trying to do on defense, what they're trying to accomplish on offense. I see how the coaches are getting the players up on third down. Let's go. Next play's fourth down. If we got a punt, let's go. Everybody's getting ready. I see the guys going into the blue tents. I see the NFL looking at replays to see if somebody that might have a concussion is even allowed back in. So it's really cool to see the behind the scenes stuff.
So you almost see more than probably what most people watching on TV see.
Right. And, and there lies, a problem, because if I go and I tweet it, it's like, hey, you're breaking fake news. And I don't like to break news as it is. Like I have a lot of players that trust me with some news that I won't go on social media and break, just because I'd rather their friendship rather than breaking a story. So let's say I'm sitting here talking about, a player going into the tent and I literally see his ankle falling off. If Fox or CBS doesn't have it and I have it, I'm still kind of wary about posting it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Who would you say, I know you were really tight with Chase Blackburn. I remember you even when he was in Carolina, you went to some games. Like, who is what Giants player would you say you're the tightest with, you're the coolest with?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, probably both the last two Super Bowls, 42 and 46, because, that's when I started to get some kind of platform, notoriety, whatever you want to call it, as a super fan. I was doing it long before this social media crap. So, people say I just burst onto the scene. No, I was doing it, in the 80s. But with that said, I remember, walking through a hotel for an away game on a Saturday night and having a bunch of guys, like Brandon Jacobs and Chase, like, hey, yo, you. And I'm like, you talking to me? And yeah, you, Blondie. And I go over and Brandon Jacobs would be like, yo, who the F are you? And then, that was it. And now, Chase Blackburn, extremely close. I see him probably every other month. I fly out to North Carolina where he is, or he comes in here. And Brandon Jacobs, I'll be having dinner with him this Saturday night. So nice. I really became friends with the Super Bowl teams, because you form some kind of bond, and I'm not even a player, and you form some kind of a bond of everything that you went through, even as a fan. So, So yeah, that stuff is pretty cool. And don't forget, I run my charity softball game, which didn't get to go this year, but inviting all those guys back for that is like just having your friends in a pickup dodgeball and softball game. So
yeah. Landon Collins was part of yours, wasn't he, last year? Is it kind of weird now where you're like, hey dude, we're tight, but just chill out now you're up in Washington?
So Landon, that's funny that you say that, because we talk probably every other week. We don't talk football, which is weird. I think his team sucks. He thinks my team sucks. So,
right.
But yeah, Landon is the reason why I had that softball game. I was hanging out with him in Orlando, Florida, at the Pro Bowl, and I approached him with the idea, and he's like, okay, let's do it. And I'm like, I didn't even tell you my idea yet. What do you mean let's do it? Let's do what? And then the next thing you know, I got Brandon Jacobs and the Super Bowl teams in on it. And, everything speaks for itself. After that, 3 years of raising over $100,000 for charity and having 100 Giants come to my event, per year to play dodgeball, home run derby, and a softball game. I mean, it's unbelievable.
So that $100,000, is that just from that softball game, or is that you talking about all? Because I know you do a lot more for charity. Is that total, or is that just from those games you've played?
You know what, Mike? I appreciate you asking that question, because, anybody that has any kind of a platform on social media, and I only have this platform, one, because of my crazy fandom, but two, because people follow me. If they didn't follow me, I wouldn't have anything. So as far as charity is concerned, I probably raised closer to 130,000 with everything I've done, from a breast cancer awareness tailgate to 3 charity games. And then because of COVID, I went absolutely ballistic in my basement, and I did a Black Friday and called it a Blue Friday. And I started giving stuff away that I had either in a closet, in a crawl space, in an attic, and I started to say to myself, what the heck am I going to do with all this stuff? And I'm like, charity, here we go. And I raised, just this past summer into the fall, probably anywhere between 12 and 15,000.
Wow.
And then last week you were or was it last couple of weeks you were auctioning off for the Barstool Fund? I saw that. So it's like your charity work doesn't ever stop, really.
You know what? Again, listen, I don't want to sit here and act like some saint, because I get something out of it too. Okay, I get to look. I raffled off 5 or 6 PSL, not PSLs, PS game systems and Xboxes, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You saw how I was giving those PlayStations away and raffling them off. I mean, you don't think I get anything out of it? I call an ex-Giant, hey, Chris Snead, Justin Tuck, hey, you guys want to do me a favor? Victor Cruz, you want to do me a favor and pick a name out of a hat? I mean, I get to go to their house and they pick it out of a hat. Yeah, I'm not getting anything out of that. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun. But again, it comes along with the platform that you're given, and I love it. And I'm not going to stop. The charity piece is something great. And you brought up Barstool Fun. What, are you kidding me? I don't even like that guy. I don't even like that guy, Dave Portnoy. I think he's a loudmouth jerk, and he's a Boston fan, which makes him a total ass. But are you kidding me? Guys raised $30 million for small businesses. Are you crazy not to like what he's doing?
Yeah, it's hard to hate, and a lot of people are trying to hate him, and
you can't.
It's making it a lot harder. But I think
you can't.
Going back to saying like what you do definitely get something out of it, but like a lot of people don't realize like all the work that goes into setting. Like I've done charity events before, and it's like people are like, hey, why don't you just do this? You should try it and do this. You should put this kind of spin on it. You're like, dude, like I understand that you care and you're trying to just make it a better event, but it's like the amount of work that people don't understand. It's not just a softball game. It's getting sponsors, getting people to donate, getting people to volunteer their time and doing all that stuff. Like there's a ton of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. That then it's easy to be like, oh, this guy just wants to hang out with the players, and it's like, yeah, maybe part of you wants to hang out with the players, but like you're working your ass off to get it done. Dude,
first of all of me wants to hang out with the players. That's number one. Number two, I can't even begin to thank you enough for saying that, because just take the softball game, for example. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan first and foremost. So if Mike and Alex are coming to my game and I know they got a girlfriend or a wife and 2 kids, I can't make those tickets $50, $60, $70. I make my tickets to my game $20 to $25. How do I do that? I need sponsors. You're right. I need money to do that. And you're right. They don't understand. I have maybe 70 players coming in from the outside area. That means air, hotel, food, car service to and from the airport, car service to and from the game. I mean, you're right. It's a tremendous amount of work which I love, work which has become like a second job, but I have plenty of help. And again, the platform gives me that help, because somebody will call me like, hey, do you need some help? I really want them to say, hey, do you mind if I come hang out with 100 Giants? So either way, I do get that help, but I can't thank you enough for saying that. It is a tremendous amount. The Blue Friday thing I did, where I gave away cleats and helmets and mugs and pictures and jerseys galore. I paid for shipping. Am I an idiot? I didn't even realize how much shipping is. I couldn't believe I went to the post office my first round. I had 150 items to ship. I went to the post office with I think it was a jersey that I could fold up into a little bag, and it was like $22. And I said, for what? So yes, it's a tremendous amount of work and costs a lot of money if you're not smart with it. I wasn't too smart with it.
I'm sure a lot of trips to the post office as well. Yeah.
Dude, as soon as I walked in, free guys here again. And I was coming with 10, 15 items a day, and they're boxes. So I think I mailed everything out. And there you go, back to what people getting a hold of me on Twitter and Instagram. Like, dude, where the hell's my jersey? Relax. I'm not Amazon.
Right? Yeah. It's just a one-man operation right now.
Yeah, give me some time.
You mean there's no LPG Prime? What's going on here?
Right. I gotta reach out to Bezos.
Charge for that. It's so like $200 a month, and then you'll get it to them in 2 days. Then you can pay
no
for
problem.
Think about that.
It's funny. I would rather somebody sponsor me to go to the away games than I would freaking mailing stuff.
Speaking of the away games, like you've been to, I would assume just like every stadium now, pretty much, besides like the very brand new ones. Like, what is your favorite away venue that you've been to?
I get asked that a ton. And yes, I've been to every stadium like 5 times over, some 10 times over. I didn't get to go to LA for the Rams this year because of COVID. They shut that down. That gorgeous, what is it, SoFi or whatever they call it?
Yeah, that looks amazing.
The greatest part about that is I think the Giants go back there next year, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to hit that stadium. That and I can't wait to go.
Have we got the Raiders next year? Are they coming to us?
No, I think we go back to them.
Because that's a new stadium you need to go to.
Right. I think it just pans out like that. Like the Giants are literally going to both Super Bowl teams away as well, Tampa and Kansas City next year. So yeah, we go to away, both of those great. But anyway, I haven't been to Vegas obviously either, but I think I have to answer that with Dallas. That's my normal answer for that question. It is though, because I have to tell you that stadium is not only gorgeous, but you could literally pick up MetLife Stadium and you could almost put it inside of AT&T. It's ginormous. I love the people out there, not the Dallas Cowboy fans, the other people. I love the food, the barbecues. It's just a really cool place. And let me tell you something. As I want Jerry Jones to live to 190 because of the mistakes he makes, and I hope he gives Dak Prescott $2 billion. But he does it right. His stadium is an unbelievable, incredible place to go, atmosphere to go to an away game.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I actually ran in. I didn't say hey to you or anything because I didn't want to be that guy. But at the very first game the Giants played there, that season opener, they beat them at the Eli signed the wall. I was there at that game, and it's a badass stadium, but it's just like I can't get behind it being a cool stadium because who plays in it.
Hey, look, I get that. I get that a lot, and people tell me what's your best. I say Dallas. People say what's your worst. I say Philly. So either way, I'm going to get you one way or the other.
I mean, so we've hit the away stadium. So we're talking about the home stadium. So obviously, for your time that you've been going to Giants games, obviously you would have hit all of the games at Giants Stadium, right? The old Giants Stadium. Yeah,
I mean, every game that was literally played there. I mean, my dad was taking me when I was just, a kid in '76. The stadium opened against Dallas, and I was going. Then I was, maybe 4 or 5 years old, and probably I don't know. I can't say every single game there, but at least for 40 years, I haven't missed a game at Giant Stadium or MetLife.
So how would you compare the two, though? Which one? I mean, obviously, nostalgically, it's probably going to be Giant Stadium. But would you say one's better than the other? Because I know a lot of people give MetLife a bit of shit.
They really give MetLife. They call it like if you go outside to your air conditioner unit and it looks like that thing. Look, I don't want to sit here and be a homer too much, because I don't talk bad about anything that they do. But yeah, man, they missed a boat. They built this $1 billion stadium with 2 teams. They didn't even spend a freaking dollar making it. We did. As fans, we did. And we got all of these promises and this and that. And like we were going to have first come, first serve for concerts and stuff like that. And how could you even offer that in the very beginning? Mike, if you had Jets season tickets and I had Giants season tickets and you and I own the same seat, who's going to the Guns N' Roses concert?
Right.
You know, so really, and to build something that expensive and not put a retractable on, and don't give me any crap about that's not hardcore football. It's hardcore football. Okay, put a freaking dome on it.
Yeah.
Is mind-boggling to me for two stadiums. And again, I think the Giants were the last, if this makes any sense, they were the last teams to build right before the magical stadiums came to fruition.
For real. Before Jerry World changed everything, really. After
so now we're making tin boxes and SoFi and Reliant or whatever it is in Vegas, and these masterpieces are coming to town. Atlanta, I mean, keep going, and we got MetLife. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I remember because I got I really started getting into Giants back in, I think it's 2012 is when, I moved up from England. I got into the Giants and started doing all that good stuff. And I remember thinking, when I finally moved here and I saw it, I was like, hey, yeah, all these teams have got those nice new stadiums, but we've got that classic MetLife Stadium. Oh, no, that was built pretty recently. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Still, it's nice, I guess.
I actually think it's 10 years old, 11 years old. 2010, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, so getting back to your question, I missed the spiral staircases. I missed the old Giant Stadium. I missed the loudness. I miss old school. I really do. But then again, the Giants haven't won, so maybe when they start winning, we'll love that life. It comes with the surroundings, man. It comes with the surroundings.
Right. All right. Okay. So I know you've got to hop off pretty soon, so I don't want to keep you too long, but I do want to grab one last thing. So right now, I know you say we do a lot of charity right now. So are you still raising money for the Barstool Fund?
So my last check to the Barstool Fund was about $7,000 2 weeks ago. I am in the midst of putting some other raffles together, I think I'm going to raffle off this jersey.
Oh.
So this is you know what that is?
Can't see it. Is that Coughlin?
Nope.
No. Oh, Joe Judge, right? Yeah, Mississippi State grad.
Ooh.
Okay. I was like, Coughlin didn't go.
Right, exactly. So I'm trying to put together. It's funny you say that though, because I don't know, somewhere we got an awesome Coughlin jersey.
Yeah, your jersey game is nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I think I've seen you wearing that one before. So that was why I was like, did he get another Coughlin? That's badass.
Yeah, I mean, look, the jersey probably, I don't know, anywhere between probably 400 and 425, jerseys, and this thing, I don't know if you can see it behind the Eli. This long chest is just filled with either players that are no longer playing for the Giants or signed jerseys. It's funny too because I don't know when it was, but I started to get smart. I'm like, why am I getting players when they're literally leaving? And so I started doing more geared towards Giants than I did towards a single player.
Right. Well, I was going to say, because obviously we've got the Super Bowl coming up in less than 2 weeks now. So what I was going to do, I know we're putting you on the spot here.
Go ahead, bring it.
So if you got your Super Bowl prediction, winner, point spread, whatever it might be, what we'll do is we'll put like $10, $20 on your prediction. And if it comes in, the winnings goes to the Barstool Fund.
Oh, I love that, man. That's great. That's awesome.
So how are you thinking about this year's Super Bowl? What's your prediction?
Listen. I'm telling you right now, Kansas City's just way too good. They really are. I did pick the Packers. I was wrong. Tom Brady got it done. Sloppy play by the Packers again. I just thought that the Packers were going to win. They didn't. I did pick Kansas City. I thought Kansas City was going to beat them pretty convincingly, and I was right about that. And I still feel the same with whoever's in their way. You can't stop that offense. It's just so dumb. It's actually annoying to me.
You have to have like 50 minutes of possession for the whole game, and that still might not be enough.
Yeah, just the way they use. I mean, is anybody faster than Tyreek Hill? Can anybody cover Kelsey? Can anybody cover Hardman? I mean, it's just stupid. Oh, by all means, who's coming back? Oh, Sammy Watkins. He's coming? By all means, why don't we just let everybody? They're just too good. Right. I have Kansas City, winning probably convincingly 34-24.
So they're going to cover the spread, -3, Kansas City. Give the 3 points. Let's take the Chiefs.
Give the 3 points. Brady does not have any more magic, and that's not taking anything away from him because he literally is the second GOAT of all time. Eli Manning, and then of course,
obviously.
But of course, I mean, come on, it's a given. But
everybody knows it's Eli.
I mean, he's that good. I don't care what anybody says. He could dink and dunk or throw the long. He's just a great quarterback. But Mahomes and Kansas City they're just too good.
I will say before we look though, I think he got lucky in that game because what he threw into the second half, like 3 interceptions.
Oh, Brady. I was about to say, you're coming at Eli, dude. Don't you?
Oh no. I'm talking about Brady here. Like if it wasn't
come at our king like that.
If it wasn't for his defense, he would not be going to the Super Bowl this year.
Like, and not that many people. You're right, and not that many people give a lot of credit where credit is due. It's Brady. But no, his defense is good. But then again,
Devin White, they got everybody out there.
But then again, so is KC. And when you're talking about two powerful defenses, and then which offense will step up, I just think it's KC.
Beautiful stuff. Well, I know you've got a thing to go. Have you got last thing you want, Alex?
I had one last question.
Yeah, bring it, man. Bring it. I'm good.
Just top 3 Giants of all time to you. Doesn't have to be best. Doesn't have to, just your personal favorite.
Wow, great question because you put that spin on it.
I love Jimmy Shockey. He never lived up to it, but Jimmy Shockey was one of my favorites.
Right, but that's your favorite. Correct. That's your favorite play. So look, I'm gonna spin it backwards. I'm gonna go Eli Manning. Okay. When I was 15, I started babysitting for Joe Morris, and he's always been a family friend and probably one of my favorite football players of all time. So I'd probably go Joe Morris just because that's my man, and the greatest of all time, Lawrence Taylor. And really quick, funny story for you guys. So I was I think I was a freshman in college, and I called up Lawrence Taylor, and I said, "Hey, do you want to play a round of golf with a couple of my buddies?" And he said, I don't even know how he got his phone number, to be honest with you. That's LPG just comes up with that. But we wound up playing a round of golf. And in the picture, I don't know if you could see it, but that's his black Lexus. And he wound up locking his keys in his car. And he needed a ride home. And I'm like, I will definitely take you home.
I got you, bro.
And I remember going to his house, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I come back with my jersey, if you don't mind, and you could sign it?" Well, this story is actually on YouTube somewhere, but that's the jersey, right? So this is one of my oldest pieces that I have, and he is signing it, "Best wishes," and I guess the long round of golf, that's what I'm going with. The long round of golf got to him, and he kind of passed out a little bit. And I'm sitting next to him, and I'm like, "Yo, LT," and he wakes up, and he signs "Best wishes, Lawrence Taylor," except he wrote, can you see it or not really?
It's not really to the left. Yeah. Okay, I can see. I can't read it.
So he wrote best wishes, woke up, best wishes, Lawrence Taylor. So I remember to this day, I remember that day when I got home. And again, I was 19, 18. I was crushed. He ruined my jersey. Like, best wishes, Lawrence Taylor. And to this day, when I tell the story, it's the best piece I own and the greatest story that I have. So,
Right.
So it's funny when you're a kid and when you become an adult, what the same story can mean to you.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
awesome,
the best wishes though. So it's like
they're
I'm
super
the only
best
one that has best wishes.
He really wanted you to have the best of the wishes.
He literally meant best wishes.
Right, like the very best, not just best. Well, all right, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show, dude. This is awesome. Like, I'm a little starstruck, honestly, just talking to you. I see you on TV every time we watch one of the fucking games, but it's awesome. We really appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate it. Anytime you guys want, man. I'm just a Zoom away, so you let me know and we'll do it again.
All right, sounds good, dude.
No way, go Giants, baby.
Let's go.
See you guys later.
Take care. What a nice guy.
License plate guy Joe Rubeck joining the Claret and Big Blue podcast. Man, like Mike texted me saying like, "Hey, I think we got LPG," and I was like, "No way." I was shocked. I was shocked
at how easy it was. But he is such a nice guy. Just tweeted him, "Hey, buddy, want to come on?" He's like,
"Yeah." Not a big cooler.
What a nice guy. So what do we settle on? Kansas City 34-24.
Kansas City -3.
You can handle it. -3.
There we go.
And we're going to make some money for the Barstool Fund. Okay. So anyway, let's... That was a nice way to start the show. But how you doing, Alex? Anyway, how have you been?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I mean, we just got to talk to LPG, like the ideal Giant. They're like probably the greatest Giants fan that I know, at least now. But that's awesome. West Ham got a win today. It's been a pretty good day.
It's been a pretty amazing day. Well, since we last spoke, two West Ham victories. And I mean, I won't gonna go into too much depth on the Doncaster game because, quite frankly, my memory is terrible. We touched on this problem last time, but
like we should have. We dominated and we won.
But yeah, that was nice. We didn't do what we did against Stockport. We actually went out and crushed them. But today, I thought we did incredible because, as the old West Ham would have done, we went 1 goal down very early on in the game.
Well, that's it.
That's it. But we fucking came back, kicked some ass, took names. Craig Dawson, the Messiah.
We obviously love him on this podcast and have clearly never said anything bad about him.
Never once.
We were never anti Craig Dawson ever. We were very pro Craig Dawson. Good thing we took him back, you know?
Indeed. And the Oracle Mike as well, predicting old potatoes. Is it potato salad?
Potato salad, yeah.
Potato salad, man. Someone Suchek. Bagging a couple, like this guy. I don't know. He has He has no fear. He is just if there's a ball in his range, he is just launching himself at the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that guy.
It's great. But behind the scenes, some stuff that I feel like you were getting at right there was so last week I was looking at like the bet. I'm a betting guy myself, and I was struggling. So I was like, Mike, who should I bet on to score today? And I think you said Bowen, and I was like, okay. And I think I took Suchek, and Bowen scored. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with Mike since Mike has that hand. I was like, Mike, who's going to score? And he was like, Suchek. So I put my money on Suchek. What happens? Suchek scores 2 goals. Mike is obviously going to make me a fortune, and that is my system I'm going to go with now. I'm just going to text Mike, hey, who do I bet on? And he'll tell me, and then I'm just going to blindly bet it.
See, I think we should change the subject, though, because I think if we go too much about it, it's just going to...
You're right. That didn't happen.
You're right. Yeah. It's pretty much... And, you know what? I forgot. when I said we are live.
We'll do it live.
We are live.
God
What's
damn
up,
it.
Adrian? Adrian's watching us on Facebook.
Ooh. Doncaster was nice because some youth players got them. Yes, I was actually I like that, but I was now my memory's gone. Who's the guy that came on and literally scored 2 minutes goddamn later? What a guy!
Ubla-die.
Yeah, that guy. Also, I was a little bit upset today that Mipo didn't get a chance. I thought I think there was if I had to be picky with some of Moyes' decisions. But not much because again he's been doing very well lately. But I think
lost the game in 2021.
Indeed, 6 wins on the bounce. 6 wins on the bounce. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I believe so.
But yeah, I think when Antonio started to blow up, he decided to give up. I guess not give up. That's wrong. He never gives up. But when he started to get a bit tired today, I thought he could have taken him off because I think it was 3-1 at the time. I think that would have been a great time to bring on Mipo, the youth striker, give him a good 20 minutes. I'm not really sure why he brought in Yarmolenko. And then also, I'm not sure what Moyes has. I don't know if he has anything against Benihana, but I don't know why he brought him off, but he left Fornals and Bowen on. Because I think if there was anything negative, I don't think Bowen had a bad game. He just had a very quiet game. What did you think? Am I wrong in that?
It was quiet, but didn't he help on the fucking Dawson goal? The Craig Dawson?
Yeah, he took the corner, so technically he got the assist, I guess, yeah.
Like, so I mean he's been pretty he was a little bit quiet, I guess. He was a little bit quiet. I don't know. This was just a weird game. It was just weird just because we're used to the same old West Ham, like you said earlier, where oh shit, we're down 1-0. It's probably gonna not go well. And then they flipped a switch and just hey, let's be good at offense again. And it could have been 4-1 in the first half. Honestly, Antonio could have had a hat trick. Antonio had about 4 of them come off his leg just the wrong way. That I think he had 2 hit the post. One of them went over the post. Just he could have had a whole hat trick right there too. And I just thought that we had a ton of offense. They had some good goalkeeping, I guess, that kept it out of there. But we could have had a 7-2 game if everything had gone right offensively for us.
Because Antonio hit the post twice, I think, and then he had that unlucky shot that went straight at the keeper from point blank range. Mm-hmm. That's at least 3. But I think Souček, he had another chance that could have gone in.
He had the Lanzini type outside of the box goal that he almost scored.
But yeah, for those watching us live, Adrian again on Facebook makes a good point. Where he's now would be a good time because obviously there aren't some fans. I mean, I think maybe that is a good point because I think that does take a lot of pressure off. These youth players, obviously, when they're playing in the under 23s, under 18s, maybe they're playing in front of 50 people, and then suddenly they're playing in front of 60,000 people. Oh shit, that's a lot of pressure. So I think now I think would have been a good time. Not sure. Maybe it's just this. Maybe I'm just so used to West Ham pissing me off.
Exactly.
That's now exactly they're playing very well. It's almost like I have to find something to complain about. Otherwise, I don't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because it's like you're the abused one in a relationship. It's just all right, he's being nice to me now.
What's the catch?
When's he gonna snap? And you're just when are they gonna stop being good? We're 4 points away from safety officially. I feel like we're that's what 40 is, right? Safety is 40.
Is it 40? For some reason I have 38 in my head. But
I feel like if we get to 40, we're 100% safe. But we're in 4th place in the fucking Premier League as we record this.
We're Liverpool. We're the defending champions.
We basically What the fuck, dude? We were fighting off relegation this time last year. So you know what? I'm fine. And I don't expect him to win the league. Would it be sick? Yeah, but it's not going to happen. But let's just fuck around, man. Let's just fuck around and ruin that top 6. Let's fuck around and win the top 6. Ruin it. I mean, I was nervous about Europe next year and the depth that we don't have. But it's I don't fucking care anymore. We're so hot right now. Who's going to stop us? Besides us. It's probably inevitably going to happen at some point.
Talking of the depth, one thing that has been so unless I've missed something that's like been announced. Benny Hanna, apparently, unless it's been, like I say, been announced officially since we've gone live. Apparently, word in the street is that he's now become a permanent West Ham player, signing from Brentford for 20 million, I believe, mainly to bring up some more loan space to bring in Jesse Lingard from Manchester United. What are your thoughts on Mr. Lingard possibly joining?
Hasn't he not played in a while?
I think he hasn't started a game for over a year for Manchester United.
So probably not the best guy to bring in then. I don't know. I don't really know. That's the thing about in the NFL when we're talking football and stuff. I know who's on other teams, but it's outside of the Premier League, all these rumors of other guys coming up from other leagues or whatnot. I have no idea who this Dia guy is. Just Lingard, I know he was good on FIFA. He was pretty good on FIFA a couple years back. So maybe he'd be good. He's an England international. It's a name, but just because I don't want to bring in a guy that's got is he gonna start? Are we gonna bring him in to start, or is he just gonna kind of come off the bench again?
If I know,
he seems like an expensive bench player.
Well, I mean, if we're loaning, I don't know what his wages are and because sometimes it depends on the loan structure. Sometimes we might pay 100% of his wages. Sometimes we might pay 50-50. Adrian again saying apparently he's had issues off the pitch, but don't
Adrian's
know the
our
detail.
insider. So,
yeah.
So by the way, the Ben Rama signing official. If it's not really official, market. You heard it here first. It's official. If it is not official, then there was a material change. So if it is official and it becomes official, then make sure that everybody credits us for saying it was official first.
Yeah, the West Ham Twitter account has not officially announced it. So boom, you heard it here first. It's done.
Big Blue podcast
delivered.
Officially announced it. Permanent sale.
But no, I think if just going off how Moyes has handled new signings, if I had to guess, I imagine Jesse Lingard, if he comes in, he'll go straight to the bench. And then maybe start getting 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and things like that. But they've worked together before. Obviously, when Moyes had that disastrous in the grand scheme of things when he was Manchester United manager, they've worked together. He's good. I think he's good friends with Declan Rice from their time in the England team. So he seems like one of those players that if you get someone to screw his head on right, as they say. I think he could do some. Because he played for Man United, and as much as I'd love to talk shit about Man United, Man United are a good team.
I mean, Chicharito played for Man United,
and he played well for them. It just didn't work out here. But yeah, I know what you're saying. But
I just think if he's got issues off the pitch, if, as you said, he's got to get his head screwed on right. Last year's West Ham team seems like they could use a guy like that. This year's West Ham team, it's we got a fucking chemistry, man. I like what we're doing. I like the guys we got. Do we need to bring in somebody that could potentially jeopardize that? I guess that's the question with any signing you have. But it's just if he seems like he's got off the field issues already, I don't know. I don't know what the off the field issues are. I'm going off of what Adrian is telling me on our chat right now, really. So I'm probably not qualified to speak on it, but it seems like maybe find somebody that doesn't have those issues.
I mean, this might come shock to you, Alex, but I don't know Jesse Lingard personally.
Well, why the fuck not? Y'all are all British, right?
Indeed.
But y'all know each other?
He just doesn't seem like a strong enough character to ruin something like that. So I feel that when if he does come in, just looking like he will, but I think Mark Noble, Declan Rice, and other people will get on top of him figuratively. And kind of if he doesn't toe the West Ham line now, he'll be discarded and at the end of the. But I guess positive, optimistic. I think he'll do well. I think he'll add to our depth. I don't think necessarily we might need him now though. That's the thing. But hopefully he plays well and we sign him in the summer. Because I think ideally if we go into Europe, because
we're going to need him for Europe next year because we're good. We're number 4.
Exactly. So I think we have enough depth right now in terms of pretty much every position except striker.
Yes.
Pretty much. because we've got a good defense rotation.
We just got the dude from RB Leipzig. We got the defender from there.
Is that confirmed as well, or is that another?
It's confirmed here. You heard it here first. If it's not officially confirmed, but I saw that we are, and so I'm confirming it. And anywhere else, you heard it on Claire and Big Blue first. So we broke news.
He's left back. Left back.
He's a back. That's what I know.
He's about it. So I think he'll be slowly replacing Aaron Cresswell. Even though Aaron Cresswell's playing well, he's not getting any younger.
He has been playing pretty well. I mean, just it feels like everybody is clicking. They're all gelling together. Like when they gave up that goal, there was, like I said, a switch flipped, and it was just like I wasn't worried. And I mean, towards the end, I guess they gave up that kind of garbage time goal and stoppage time, but I don't really hold that against anybody at that point. It was just like the offense was like at will, just kind of moving the ball up and down the middle of the field. Like West Ham dominated. It was a pretty dominant performance after that first goal was conceded. I don't know. I was really happy with West Ham today. I don't really I'm trying to find something to complain about. Benihana looked pretty kind of bad defensively. If I'm nitpicking, he didn't look great defensively in the very beginning of the game, but then it was like, okay, gave up the goal. We're back. Let's go. And I just want him to fucking score. Let him score. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
give me a goal.
Well, has he not scored for us yet? I think did he not score
not in the Premier League at least?
I was gonna say, I think did he not score one in the Cup? Or am I making that up?
May have, but he has not scored a Premier League goal for us.
Definitely. But yeah, I think that's why I'm again positive outlook is that I think he's definitely like from when he started playing at West Ham, he was kind of but now he's kind of like good enough to be under the radar because he's not standing out as being bad, but he's not standing out as being good. So he's like, so I think once he starts growing a little bit more, once he scores his first goal, I think that's when
I'll get frosted tips.
You get frosted tips
because he's got some sick hair though. He does have sick hair.
He does have sick hair. I'm very jealous of that.
I think you look good, you feel good, you play good. That's what they say. It's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe score, and then we can all frost our tips.
Frost our tips together. Be frosted
beards. We'll frost the beards. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. But yeah, I think it's all coming together nicely. I think if we wasn't 3-1 up, I don't think their second goal happens. I don't want to say
absolutely. We were playing back a little bit.
It is what it is. Looking forward, though, so we've got a couple of interesting games. So on this weekend, we've actually only got one game to look ahead to this week, which is rare.
But boy, oh boy, is it a game.
It is a game. So on Sunday, we have Liverpool at home. See, this game could be... I don't want to say the whole season balances on one game, but I think this determines whether we're going to really... Sure, let's go with that one. But I think because obviously Liverpool are behind... We're ahead of Liverpool, by 1 point, but they have a game in hand. However, if we can beat them, and at home, and the way they're playing right now...
Yeah, we got them at the right time because they just fucked up and lost to Burnley. They ruined their streak. We beat Burnley. In my mind, we beat Burnley, who beat Liverpool, so therefore we can beat Liverpool. Seems like solid logic on my part, if you ask me.
We're going to win like 7-0, I think, by that logic.
But you know what? I don't know. Fuck them up. Let's fuck them up, dude. Let's get them. We're hot right now. If we play like we did today, outside of the first couple minutes, we're going to kill them.
When we win that game, that suddenly puts us 4 points above them, and they can have that game in hand all they want. But I think that's just mentality, mindset, because I still can't help. I don't think we're going to finish top 4. However,
who's at the top of the table right now? What's the table like? Man U, Leicester,
Man City at top. After they destroyed West Brom 5-0 today.
Okay.
They're on 41 points. Man United on 40 points, second. Leicester.
That's weird. We tied City. The City didn't beat us. That's funny. Makes you think.
Leicester, who we beat, They're on 38 points, and then we're on 35 in fourth. But obviously, we played one more game than each of those teams.
Well, all I'm hearing is we did lose to Man U, but of the 3 teams above us on the table, hey, where's Tottenham, by the way? Where's Tottenham?
They're like 6th.
Suck a dick, Tottenham. Fuck y'all. I'm just happy that we're above Tottenham right now. I know
They've got 2 games more to play.
I don't care. Right now, screenshot it now. That's where we are. But Man City didn't beat us. We had a pretty solid draw against them. We beat Leicester. Yeah, Man U beat us, but like not having a loss against 2 of the top 3 teams above us, like I'm pretty happy with that. Like I feel like we are playing very well right now. They're gelling. If they can play like this against Liverpool, who seems like they kind of haven't figured some shit out, like I feel like they're scared to score. Watching that Burnley game was like did you watch The Office?
Yeah, well, yeah,
it was like Scott's Tots. It was like Scott's Tots, where you're like, hey, y'all Liverpool, you should be scoring. What are you doing? Like, it was cringy watching Liverpool not be able to put a ball in the net and like while they were trying. And I don't know. I think it is the West Ham and me of just like falsely believing in them. But you know, and it's probably very likely that we're going to get beaten at some point, and it probably could happen to the hands of Liverpool. But I feel like we could go in and we could fuck them up. I think we could beat them.
But I mean, to continue our unbeaten streak, all we need to do is draw. And I think we can definitely draw against Liverpool.
Right.
At home.
We're never going to lose a game this year.
I wouldn't be shocked if we beat them. And it's just nice to be in a position where now I'm supporting West Ham and we're going into a game against the defending champions. And it would almost be like, I'd be disappointed if we lose. I'd be disappointed if they beat us. Yeah, but that's how well we're doing. I think I would be gutted if we lost.
We have set ourselves up perfectly for heartbreak at this point in the season, and that's what scares me about West Ham, because they like to get you there. Like, hey, buddy, we didn't get relegated. Don't worry. Now we're playing well. Watch us get fucked up by Liverpool, and it's like, don't do that, please, guys. Just let us get this season. Just give me the season. Let's turn it around. Let's become a club.
Lose the last 18 games and finish 16th, and be like, what the fuck happened?
We aren't going to get relegated, though. I did have a question about derbies, a.k.a. derbies, as you guys call them. How many fucking London derbies are there? Are there like 87 of them? Because the Crystal Palace, I guess Fulham, Chelsea, us, Arsenal, Tottenham. Like, are they all the London? Like, they can't be the London derby. Like, we got to think of new names for these.
Yeah. That would be because over here you got like the Subway series.
Every other game, like every week, there's a London derby.
The worst one though is I don't know what they call it, but because they used to do it when I used to watch in England, they used to do the same shit, and they do it over here as well. Whenever Man United and Liverpool play, they hype the fucking shit out of that. Yeah, it's always a boring 0-0 game. Every single time it's boring as fuck. But each year they fucking hype the shit out of it. I don't know why. It's super annoying. Are you trying to angle where we're gonna rename each derby?
I don't know the names of them, but it's just like Manchester Derby makes sense. There's only 2 Manchester teams, so it's like perfect, great name. I mean, 2 Manchester teams that I know of in the Premier League. Okay, guys, I get it. I'm kind of soccer ignorant when it comes to certain things, but like there's 18 teams in London. Like you can't just call it the London Derby. I get like the East London Derby. The West London, like if you do that makes a little bit more sense. Like Liverpool and Everton, that's is it the Liverpool Derby? They hype it.
The Merseyside Derby.
Merseyside. Adrian says they hype up the Liverpool Man U game just because of their fans. They have trash supporters. Well, yeah, a bunch of bandwagoners is what they have. It's just like, oh, good team, cool. Those are the same people. Like if Mike had moved to the U.S. and just became a Patriots fan, just like that's what that is. That's why I'm a West Ham fan, because I was like, I don't want to hop on this.
What I want to know is, I mean, for those listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you're not going to get the full scope on this. But if you're watching live or watching the replay right now, one question I do have is, are those Adrian's actual shoes, or is that a stock photo?
Adrian's just a guy likes to prop his feet up, watch a great podcast, and have a good time, man.
So So, Adrian, so what we need to know is, are they your shoes? And right now, have you got your feet up watching this? Anyway, there is
Boots.
whatever, Adrian, whatever.
In Texas.
Jesus.
Part of the Bayou Ironworks. No big deal. Shout out to him.
Boots. But yeah, so I know there are certain names because I remember there was like the when West Ham and Millwall would play, that was called like the Dockers Derby because West Ham Ironworks and Millwall Ironworks were the Ironworks, the docks, and they were competing docks locally. And
I was thinking Dockers like the khaki.
Oh, okay.
I see. You were going this way. I went the other way, but that makes sense where you said it.
But then there was enough, like the West Ham Chelsea one was named after a certain underground line, but I can't remember which one it was because like technically you could take the same line from each stadium to the next, so it was called the Derby. But yeah, they do have other. But yeah, they are boots. Feet aren't up. But I'm watching the match replay in Peacock. Oh, have we just spoiled the game for Alex?
That's what Adrian. I don't really think you can spoil sports, but I don't know, Adrian. Appreciate you being the commenter on today's show. Thanks a lot, everybody that's watching, for not commenting at all. That's cool. But thank you for watching. Please don't stop watching.
Like, we know how many people are watching, and we can work out that there's only one person commenting. It's rude or whatever.
Just interact. Just be with us.
So
Adrian gets it.
Before we move on, because there is a brand new segment that we want to launch. But before we do that, have you heard the big news in the NBC/WWE? Because this is brought up because you said mention Office and they're on Peacock. Have you heard the big news about Peacock?
On the cock.
That's
what we call it on the streets.
Did you hear that news?
I did see the WWE Network is coming over to Peacock because people won't pay for it on its own. It's probably why.
So WWE Network, which is currently right now $9.99, which I subscribe to because I'm a ridiculous nerd and it's still real to me, damn it.
No, I'm not saying you're a nerd.
No.
People did it. I always feel like you moved over because they didn't get subscribers.
But yeah, so now they're moving over to Peacock, which I already subscribed to Peacock, which is awesome. So I get to. Well, no, I'll get to that in a second. But it's a funny little thing I saw. But so I'm going to save $10 a month by not having to subscribe to WWE Network. So I'm just trying to work out what I'm open to suggestions as to what I can spend my $10 a month on.
Gambling
is another one. The other thing I had an idea was like I was thinking about
going down the rabbit hole.
I was thinking about going to Subway and getting like a foot-long spicy Italian with pepper jack cheese on really unhealthy bread. And then when I was eating it, be like, thanks, Vince McMahon, for buying me this sub.
I mean, you could try that. You could try that.
Because like how you've got your like weekly crawfish thing, that could be my thing where I have my monthly Vince McMahon Subway sub.
Yeah. What's like a big like New Jersey only like food, I guess. Or like
I guess if just because I'm thinking of Subway, I guess Jersey Mike's, even though it's nationwide now.
Yeah, because like crawfish is more like a South kind of thing, I feel like. So like what is like, I guess y'all have like lobsters up there. That's more Boston, I feel like. But like, is there anything, like this is what you eat in New Jersey? I guess Jersey Mike's. Just go Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, let's go Jersey Mike's. I haven't done the research on that. But that's exciting news.
It is exciting news.
I am very excited about it. Right. So before we wrap up this week's episode, bring into our new segment where this week we're going to save the world. We're going to answer you have like all these questions, world, in this coronavirus you have, and we need to solve your problem. So feel free to submit your questions to us. Adrian wants us to support this. I'm not walking into a strip club, Adrian, with $10 and $10 only, or $9.99. What am I going to get for $9.99? Especially here in New York.
You just go up there, you watch the girl dance, bro. You support her. She's trying to work hard. It's a pandemic, man. We've already gone over this. They have the drive-through strip clubs here. They don't have it there. You got to go in. You got to watch a dancing mask. Give her the $10 in ones. Obviously, you make it rain a little bit, and then you're helping a kid get through college or her buy drugs. I don't know. Either of the two.
Do you make it rain with dollar bills or with $10 to make it look better? Do you make it hail with like quarters?
Oh, you definitely convert those to ones.
Just throw all these quarters.
No matter what, like a bunch of ones coming at you, even if it's $15 is a lot of money to me. At least it looks like it's better than if you just threw a $10 bill.
You can't support your kids from it.
A $10 bill seems like you want something from her, But like,
I don't know what it's like in Houston, but
if you have your quarters, I've done that a couple of times. You will get kicked out.
But it might be worth it though. You'll go viral. Put that shit on TikTok.
You won't go viral. You'll just get beat up by the bouncer.
Agree to disagree. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what they're like in Houston, but if you walk into a New York strip club with $10, they'll look at you like you have 5 heads. Like, what the fuck is that, bitch? I don't know.
Don't tell me you have $10, dude.
School. Just have a picture on my phone of $100. This is what I'm coming in with. Anyway. So we're going to save the world because I know the world has a lot of problems right now. So me and Alex are about to save the world one problem at a time in our new segment that, funny enough, we call Mike and Alex Save the World. Boom. Hours spent on that, as you can tell. So if you want to submit your question, if you want us to save your world, tweet us at CBBpod using the hashtag CBBSTW. Get those questions in right now. So the first question, this week's question we have is submittedly, not surprisingly, anonymously. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because I know this is actually a subject that you're quite familiar with, not because you personally, but you've been discussing this recently on Pasta Gravy, your other podcast, which is coming out, new episode tomorrow. Shout out. You understand when I read this question. So the question goes, I really like this girl at work, but I'm not quite sure how to broach the subject. She always seems interested when I talk to her, but I've heard she has a boyfriend. Should I send her a picture of my penis? So that's his question.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go with a no on that one. That's about the fastest way to get her to not want to talk to you, and maybe your boyfriend's gonna kick your ass. So I don't know. Probably won't do that. Don't lead with.
I found this. Apparently, it's illegal
in Texas, at least.
I'm gonna assume since everything's illegal in New Jersey, it's probably illegal here as well. I'm gonna guess that. But do you know what? It's one of those things that I don't know because I didn't have to. I think if you have to look up that law, then
I work in radio, and we have mentioned that was a law. Oh, this is a new law that's getting passed. I've never personally had to deal with the law, but I just, I'm a news guy. No big deal. I break news. We broke two news
guy
today. We broke 2 signings today. So, I'm a big news guy. Big J Journo.
ITK in the know. But a couple of things. So I obviously found this. I got this question yesterday, so I was kind of thinking on it, sleeping on it, thinking about it. One, there's too many variables to this question. Because one, what kind of person is she? Because maybe she's the kind of person who would just like random photos of that. But also, is she the kind of person that would find it hilarious and suddenly show everyone at work, and now everyone at work has seen your wank?
And you see, that's another downside, fellas, of sending the dick pics. These girls they have friends, and they like to, another podcast on the Past Great Podcast Network, the Disappointed But Not Surprised podcast. Addie was talking on her last one about just they have a group chat that they send the dick pics the dudes send to them to the group chat, and it's just okay, just know you're gonna get made fun of. So I don't know. I think everybody. I don't think my dick is anything special. So I would never want to just send it to someone and think that was going to make them like me. But I think there are people that think oh, she's gonna like this penis and just want some of that. And it's Yeah, dude, just be prepared for like everyone else to see your penis and make fun of you for being the guy that sent penis pictures. So just like one of those two could happen for sure. One of them seems like a bigger downside than the other.
Also, the big part is, other than what you just touched on, is the fact that the boyfriend, like,
he's probably not going to like it.
He's probably not going to be happy about that. Are you going to be beaten up by that guy as well? There's just like, and fine. So I think we're all just settled on no, don't do that.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do that.
Just don't do it.
But I think with many of these questions, I think if you have to ask the question, probably the answer the answer is no.
Let me just even push that point even further. Never ever should the answer to your question be I should send a dick pic without her asking for one. Unless she says, "Hey, will you send me a dick pic?" Never ever ever should the answer be send her a dick pic. Like just that's a great idea to keep in mind. Just keep that in the back of your head. Don't ever unless it's asked for,
Because it's one way or another, it's just going to end badly.
That's like a motto I've lived my life by, and it's worked out pretty well.
Because also imagine, like, even if you're 99% confident that this is the way to go and she's going to love it.
She's going to love it.
Just that surely I imagine just once you send it, it's out there, it's in the ether. Just that anxiety of just staring at the screen and waiting for, because I imagine at that point, seconds turn into minutes. You're like, and she's not replying.
Yeah, you see the dots, and you're like, oh no.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say the dots start and then they disappear. What was she gonna say? Oh my god, I'd just be.
She's probably screenshotting it so she can send to her friends.
I couldn't put myself through that. Guys. I couldn't put myself through that.
And that no one would ever be impressed with mine. So it's like I don't I lucked out, I guess.
I'm sure.
You gave myself an out already.
Is that what you call it? The Addy?
No.
Well, I'm sure she likes it, Alex. She's happy with it.
Emma's very happy with it.
God bless her.
Luckily, I don't have to worry about sending a dick pics to her. I can't tell you last time I sent a dick pic.
She's taken one for the team. She's a national treasure.
Mm-hmm. She really is. She deserves a medal, or at least a hug from somebody.
Just not you. Don't touch her.
Just not me.
She's over it. So I hope that was helpful.
That's how we saved the world this week.
That's how we're going to save the world this week. Okay. If you want us to save your world, like I said, submit your questions there. Tweet at CBBPod using the hashtag CBBSTW. Final plugs before we end the show. Obviously, you can. Boom. If you're interested in wearing our podcast on your chest or drinking out of our podcast, you can go to merch.claretbigblue.com. That Rocky Balbuena, the Paraguayan stallion. There we go. Mind blank there. Or the CBB logo. Or you can have me and Alex on your mug while you drink your tea or your whiskey out of the mug. We don't judge. You can drink whatever you want out.
Or coffee. And you can do great spit takes out of it. Just what Alex or Mike said was hilarious.
That once we get big, that's going to be a challenge. We want
to be spit takes. Big
spit takes out of our mug. Back. That's good. And then, but there is going to be a new design coming soon. Once Alex is happy with it, you're going to submit that the other one. I don't know if I want to spoil it until it's out.
Is it like a restaurant?
Yeah.
The Benihana ones.
Yeah,
Benihana shirts. Yeah, dude, we got those coming too.
They're coming out. So yeah, check them out. merch.claretbigblue.com. Final plugs. Obviously, make sure if you're watching us on Facebook, hit that like button. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching us on Twitch, hit the follow button. If you want to listen to this back, but you don't want to watch this again because you can't stand our faces, of course, you can go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, all the good stuff there. claretbigblue.com for all the good links. Obviously, this show is part of the Pass the Gravy podcast network. The one that started it all is Pass the Gravy. New episode coming tomorrow. Alex, what have the good people got in store for tomorrow's show?
All right. So, my world has changed a little bit, and I think we're going to try and change everybody else's world this week. I'm going to introduce you guys to the living room bed and why it is maybe the greatest idea ever. that my girlfriend and I have come up with. We'll get more into that tomorrow on the podcast. And then also like Bernie Sanders had quite a come up. Robots again taking over the world, and we're going to talk about why it's a problem and just not cool. We're going to tell you what everybody else says is not cool for the week, and then we're going to answer your questions. So check it out. Pass Gray Podcast at Pass Gray Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook. Go follow Pass Gray Podcast.
I don't want to spoil anything for anyone because I'm going to try to be obscure, but is there a part of the show where you talk about things that have returned to the public eye? Is some form of hand warming thing part of that segment this week?
I mean, there's a person involved in it that will be. So yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you catch what I'm putting out there.
So make sure you check out that. The audio version of that could be coming out tomorrow on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, all the good places. And then if you can wait and you want to see Alex's gorgeous face again, the video version normally comes out around
Friday, Saturday. Yeah. And then on this podcast, Claret Big Blue, go like us or go subscribe to us on iTunes. I know we just recently figured out we were on iTunes, which was on
leave us the review.
Give us the 5-star review, and then just make fun of me in the comments or some shit like that. Just give us 5 stars. You can say whatever you want about us.
So if you're on Spotify, go to spotify.claretbigblue.com. If you're on Apple, go to apple.claretbigblue.com. Leave us a fantastic 5-star review. I didn't actually check. We might have more. Who knows? But we're going to read them out next week if we do. But until then, I've been Mike Fish. This has been Alex Middleton. Yeah. Until then, we shall see you next Tuesday.